Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you about not suppressing your natural self. The devil will control your fire if you can't control your own fire. Some of you are lions trying to be cats. Some of you are wolves trying to be house dogs. I don't know any other examples to use. Those were two very good examples. You know, those were very good examples. I'm just gonna go with those two. You're a wolf trying to be a Yorkie, and you're a lion trying to fit in a regular house. Or some of you are actually regular lions trying to fit in a house. Some of you are miserable living horrible lives because you've been suppressing your natural self. If you're a warrior and you see someone, let's just say you're the best fighter ever, and you are someone who is watching someone who's a vulnerable person get beat up, are you gonna not defend them? Like, oh, I just maybe someone else will do it, and you go home. Then you live in regret. You're powerless at that point, powerless to defend someone else. So, and you had the ability to defend them, but you didn't. Let's just say you are a lion and you're being poked by a bunch of, let's just say sheep. So sheep are poking you. And especially because lion's a good example, because you're spiritually awoken and you're spiritually you're lit up. And these people who are sheep are testing you. They're testing you, poking you. Hey, how do you like this? This is annoying, right? And these people are doing it to you, and you're just a lion sitting there. You don't even have chains. You're not tied down. You don't have a leash. And look, and people are doing this to you in the spiritual realm. I'm doing that to the camera, and it's probably really annoying. It annoys me to see that. And you're a lion, and you're just gonna sit there as sheep poke you, and you're just gonna look down, look away, not pay attention to it, just let it go on. No. Do not suppress your natural nature. Do not suppress your authentic self. If you're a lion, and let's just say you're a hungry lion, you are hungry for prosperity and success and love and happiness in your life, and you're sitting there getting poked while you're hungry? Are you serious? Meow. And that's what happens to most lions as pets. If you don't, look what happens to most lions as pets. Oh, it's a tragedy. Oh, the wild animal got wild. It's a wild animal. Some of you are wild animals spiritually, and that's a good thing. You're not weak. You are powerful. You are someone of power spiritually. God has given you these gifts, and you're not defending yourself with them. You're not speaking up for yourself. You're not fighting for what's yours. You're just sitting there getting poked when you're hungry. Are you gonna take that? Are you? Holy moly. Oh. And okay, I'm gonna use some other examples soon. Whew. Like for example, like some of these people who are natural speakers, the world's best debaters, the people who are historians, the people who know the absolute most, and you're around these people teaching misinformation, teaching just stuff that's not real, the stuff that doesn't exist, and you know better, and they're misteaching people. You're just gonna sit there with your hand over your mouth? Are you gonna suppress your ability to speak up? What does that lead to? It leads to feelings of disempowerment. It leads to feelings of vulnerability. It leads to you not accessing your gifts, abundance, power, etc. because you're not being your authentic self. Some of you have already taken the path of being your authentic self, and some of you have taken the path of becoming your authentic self and maybe have fallen off the path a little bit, especially for those, that is for the people in this video especially. You are on your natural path and you might have fallen off a little bit, or let's just say you're 100% on path, but you're about to empower someone else. So this video is going to help everyone regardless. Okay. What happened? So a lion that's cornered and hungry is eventually going to eat the sheep. Eat the sheep. You're going to feel bad. Oh, I had to defend myself. Oh, I had to speak up. Oh, I had to do this. I had to use my spiritual gift set to be able to achieve abundance. You're just going to sit there hungry. You're going to be hungry. They're going to make fun of you while you're hungry. They're going to say, that lion's weak. That's happened. That has happened. That has 100% happened. And then people are like, wow, the lion you see what people do in other countries, in this country, to pet lions? They almost humiliate the lion. And you're a lion yourself. If you're watching this, you are a lion. Some people are like, no, I'm a tiger. You're a lion or a tiger or whatever. You're whatever powerful totem animal you would like to be. Maybe I'm going to talk about being the wolf in a second. So, and this video is very personal to whoever this is to. So if your gifts, you could be a lion, you could be something else. But let's just say you probably know what I'm talking. You probably know what I'm talking about. So you have a gift. If you're a person watching this video, you have a gift. And ask yourself, are you being too subtle with your gift? Are you afraid of it? Are you afraid of your gifts hurting others? If your gifts are of light and they're hurting others, what are they? They're probably dark. They might be evil. So let's just say if your gift is to shine bright, and you don't want to shine bright because you might just blind people, you're no better than them. And that's real. That is real. So shine bright. Blind all the people who are around you. Just be that light that shines bright, and you'll attract who you're meant to attract. Get rid of the people who are blinded by your light, because they're going to dim your light and you're going to be in the dark with them. You'll go to the caverns with them. So be that lion. If you are holy and you're pure and you're doing everything right and your gifts are of light, and you suppress them because people are around you who you maybe want them to be around you, they'll never be around you as long as you're light. Maybe you should be dark with them if you want them to be around you. It sounds kind of mean, but that's reality. God will show you, the Lord will show you what you attract with your energy and what you push away with your energy. So that's one thing as well. The Lord will show you. You guys the thing is, like attracts like. If you are someone who attracts people of light into your life, it's probably because you're a person of light or you crave light. So I'm going to give you an example. If you are a person of God, or since you guys are people of God and you're holy, God's going to show you that you're attracting other people who are holy in your life. He's going to... Watch this. Let's just say you are someone who loves the Bible. You love talking to God, about God. You're going to attract those people around. You're going to see people who are around you who are just people who authentically love God, or people who try to get near you disguising it. That's a different topic, but you're going to see people around you who love God as well. If people who don't love God or who resent Him, God will show you you're being protected from them. But the second you start dropping your faith in the Lord is when you start attracting these really dark people around you. A long time ago, very long time ago, I use myself as an example. When I stopped praying as much, which, flashback, horrible flashback. When I stopped praying as much, which, it's when I was younger, and I was like testing my faith, and that was awful. I stopped praying as much. Flashback. I attracted some friend groups towards me, and what came out of their mouths, those people shouldn't have tongues for what they say. They resented the Lord. They resented God. And what they used to say in conversations, I'd look at them and I'm like, I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be like you. I don't care for this kind of energy. I walk away from them. I'll walk away as they're talking. I'm like, ugh. I remember that kind of energy coming off them, and I'm like, who are you? And yeah, I got a very, very vivid flashbacks of people just resenting the Lord. I'm like, do you know where you're going to end up? Do you know where your soul goes? So, getting away from that topic, because I don't want to talk about that. But when I started, and that actually pushed me closer to God, because I'm like, I don't want to be like you. So I'm going to be around people who are good, people who are doing good things, people of light, people who are right. So when I did that and I made a decision, I had no friends for months. Then as soon as I start getting closer to God, I attract these people into my life. And the same thing happens to you guys. The same exact thing happens to you guys. When you fill your soul with nothing but good things and light and the Lord's love, then you see people who are full of love and light, but you have to distinguish. Demons cannot chill in heaven. What case scenario is a demon chilling in heaven? When do you ever see demons just hanging out in heaven? So you really got to separate yourself from certain crowds. You got to separate yourself from certain energies. And by that, you let out whatever you're meant to be. So if you, let's just say, if you're a wolf and you're around a bunch of, let's just say I don't want to say this example. Let's just say you're a wolf or an elephant. Let's just say you're an elephant and you're around a bunch of, you're playing with a bunch of Yorkies. Yorkies are very small. You're very big spiritually. It's probably possible, but you sometimes might accidentally step on a Yorkie. Especially as an elephant. If you're a wolf, and you're the one who's running the fastest, and you're around a bunch of regular house dogs, and they're running at normal pace, let's just say you won't play the same as them. You don't play the same. Your teeth are very sharp. You're very big. You're very fast. You cannot play with, you might accidentally hurt them. If you're a wolf, you can't play with dogs. It doesn't mean that the dogs are bad. There's nothing wrong with them. But you can't suppress that natural nature of you. If you try to suppress it, your instincts might come out eventually by accident when it's too late. I'm going to use this as some real life examples. Let's just say you're an artist and you're so creative, and maybe people tell you, this is a good example. Let's just say you're a master artist and you don't even know it. That's what most artists. And you stop doing art, you stop creating things, you fall into an entropy, and you attract these people around you who are not creative. And they're not spiritual, they have darkness in their souls, they don't care about art. And these people are so boring around you because you're so creative, you're so bright, and you're so vibrant, and these people are dark and they don't care. And they let themselves, you wouldn't trade places with them because they're not happy with their lives. There's nothing creative about their life. And you're around them because you're suppressing your creativity. And let's just say you do a painting, they're like, what do people say? Oh, that's dumb. Looks like you gotta throw that out. Maybe I'll throw you out. Ooh, and you should throw them out too. And that's what I'm saying. Don't be subtle. Some of you are not where you want to be in life because you're too subtle. I remember I had a professor in college. Let me use myself as an example. Here we go with my example. I was in a nutrition class, and I studied nutrition outside the class. And what they were teaching wasn't helpful. And this is why I didn't go to vet school. And I sat in the very front, and I asked the professor, I'm like, why don't you go into this aspect of nutrition? You can. It can be on the exam. Why aren't you going into this aspect? It's in the book. You're going around it. He didn't know about... I'm not supposed to say examples. And I kept asking questions. I'm like, why don't you teach us something we can use? Why you're teaching us something that we're not ever going to use? And I would call him out on it. I'm like, I do it nicely. I'm like, this isn't really applicable to the real world. Can you please teach us? I would get there early. I would show up before his other classes, and he would ignore my questions. That guy he ended up being very unhealthy, let's just say that, because he lacked certain nutrients, but he's a nutrient professor. I'm like, okay, why are you teaching this class? Let's not use him as an example. I don't want anyone knowing who this is, especially if you're in the college with me. But I was around a bunch of people who, some of them agreed, like, hey, that he's not teaching real information, and some of them were just like, no, we don't need nutrition. This is all that we need is what they're teaching. I'm like, well, those are not people I'd trade places with. Okay, so no more examples on that. No more examples on that. Let's just say I'm not shaming anyone. I'm not putting anyone down. But certain people who don't know anything about something should not be teaching about it. It's not right. It's not full of light. It's the blind leading the blind at that point. Okay, so no more examples on that. No more examples. And in that rebellion, because that professor ended up really hating me, the hate went back towards him, and I made some good peers as a result of that, and I found out more information. So in my category, because I'm using myself as an example, to use you guys is too vague, I rebelled against what I was being taught, and I learned more that actually has saved lives. That professor is not able to save himself like that. And let's just say karma's karma. I'm not gonna go any more into that because I don't want to. That's not my desire. But find out wherever in life that you are a lion. If you're a lion when it comes to information and you like learning, be the lion. Don't be a cat. You're just gonna sit there and meow when misinformation's being taught or something's not being fully taught. Or you're gonna stand up and be the lion and be like, okay, what else? There's more to this. There's more information to this. You're only teaching half of this. Be the lion. And eventually, your lion's gonna come out anyway, and it might not be for the best. They might want to put you down because you showed who you are a little bit too later. But if you let the lion out earlier on, then you're gonna be with other lions. Check out FloridaStoneman.com if you have not already. For the people who would like a custom gemstone necklace, you can DM Florida Stoneman on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.